They'll be calling you a radical. So here at the Weber State's new spent fuel pool pond, they love nuclear here. I'm a biologist, I'm a zoologist, so any real professors had to go rogue. The #1 school of business in the United States? How does that happen? #1. This boutique, incredible university in the 90s, in the 80s, clear up to 2000, it was public. I mean, this was the beacon of hope as far as university goes. #1 school of business in the country, unarguable, unarguable. I'm the student professor there, graduated, freaking taught there in those days. The highest exit score in the history of undergraduate programs in the history, my year, 96. The #1 nursing school in the country. Could be the #1 engineering school in the country. This 12,000 students, boutique, public, incredible gem with these incredible freaking professors and this amazing student body. I ran into this guy at a bar and he says, well, you know, I teach economics at Weber State now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just listened to him. I'm from Indiana. Okay. We just don't have good enough students in you. I says, what are you fucking talking about? I'm like, are you crazy? You don't even rank in the top 500. Why would anybody go here? We have 5 business schools in this. I mean, they'll go to the U, David Eccles. I mean, which was here, which don't even get me going on that school. You know, he's rolling in his grave. So now the narrative is all over the internet. Mainstream media, after 4,550-something days, is saying the F word. So, you know, if Fukushima is not the litmus test of who's got control of the media, I don't know what the hell is. You know? They don't say it, they don't say it. Now, who owns the Washington Post? Jeff Bezos. Now, Jeff Bezos was born at Los Alamos to a 14-year-old mother. That's right. Look up who Jeff Bezos' mother's father is. Oh, what? Guys? The original spokesman, what is the Department of Energy now? Rick Perry and Jennifer Granholm say they're going to make it sexy again. Okay. His grandfather, it used to be called the Department of Atomic. So any real professors had to go rogue. I mean, class is in. Blackball me? What, like they did Fama K. Brody here? Okay, what a feather in my cap. So, you think it's a coincidence? They don't say it, now they're saying it. And now, all over the internet, every major publication, including the New York Times. I like the New York Times. He did the war drums of Iraq as hard as anybody. Then they come out 20 years after the fact and have a vlog, this young Marine on there saying, I can't believe why I was even there. It was all, you know, so here after the fact, 20 years later, maybe they can have Netflix do a documentary 44 years later on Fukushima, on Kevin Blanch, like they did Lake Barrett and 3 Mile Island, when they proved it was a partial failure. What, 44 years later? Now Lake Barrett got run out of Pennsylvania. Oh, he's the control mechanism in Japan. I don't think people, this is how dummy down and ignorant the American population. So it's all over the media. China fighting with Japan. No. Wait a minute. Barack Obama, the only true thing he ever said, Obama dumber, on the stump. We ask him. He's propped up by the nuclear industry when he's running in 2008. Everybody says that, you know, they're going to clean up Hanford. What are you going to do about Hanford? Got to tell you, don't know what Hanford is. I know what happened in this situation on green as grass. So, these treaties were signed long before I was born. You forget about World War II history? Yalta by the Sea, when they divided up the world? Churchill, Stalin, FDR. What did Stalin say when he got the cable that FDR dropped dead? What did Churchill use to poison? Now, he would know. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You can't even report the Tsar Putin whacked his nemesis who tried to coup. You can't even report that because you have to wait for mainstream narrative to posture and groom it. So you can't break news. You can't do stuff on site. You got to wait for this mainstream narrative. So the mainstream narrative is now China freaking retaliating on China retaliating. China's been protesting for 4,553 days every single day. Go to Germany and tell them you're bullshit on Fukushima. They never went in denial. Angela Merkel, a nuclear physicist, says that's it. We're done. Oppenheimer's own words. If the German nuclear physicists want the bomb, they'll get it first. They're the greatest nuclear physicists in the world. He knew they weren't interested. He knew they didn't have it. He dropped it anyway. After everybody said no, including Einstein, including guys, well, not guys, excuse me. Well, don't even get me going on that guy. You think it's coincidence the Epstein freaking ranch is at Los Alamos? What? Where's the list, Maxwell? Where's the list? Where's the list? Bill Gates was meeting with a convicted pedophile, and here's Utah funding him, giving him money to build fairy tale Easter Bunny Santa Claus SMRs in Kimmer, Wyoming. There's no SMR. Oh, they got them on freaking submarines. Those are tiny little. We're talking an SMR that can power up a municipality, a city. No such thing. In fact, every time they've been tried, they've blown up. Idaho National Lab killing people off the city. Freaking. Oh, Santa Susana. That's where our money goes right there. Oh, wings, we will pretend all day, every day. You know, I'm in the hospital recovering from open heart surgery, and that's all you hear all night. Think about your kids trying to get some sleep to go to school. They got tests the next day. And that's what they hear all day and all night. I got to tell this story because I'm talking to this guy, and they're from Iraq, and I'm in San Diego, and they live inland. You know how hot it is inland, San Diego. When we first got here, we didn't know anything about the fireworks and the 4th of July celebration. We didn't know about it. All of a sudden, the fireworks start going off all crazy right over, and this woman comes running to every house, knocking on the door. They're bombing us, going crazy. She says, "I've never seen such fear." And I says, "I'd imagine. Went up to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went up to Iraq to when we know factually they were Saudis, you know. But we can't talk about the reality and the truth. Did any of you ever think it'd be this difficult to just fucking tell the truth? You know, Kevin Lash, you know what I've been up against this tsunami? Just telling you the greatest PhD in human history, show you the dead type. Do the salmon work, the Great Pacific, the greatest PhD in human history. Under heavy bombarded attack from my own freaking people. Why I'm in critical condition. Going to the moment on 11. What a compelling story. Unbelievable. Repetitive, you think the ultimate broken record. So it's been 12 years since I got sick. My toughest year was the 11th year of this cancer fight. The Fukushima year. My toughest year on the internet, my toughest year as a PhD, doing the field work, my toughest physically. I don't know how I didn't die. No car, slandered everywhere, attacked viciously. And I've been right the whole time. First you hypothesize the knowledge. Don't be afraid to hypothesize. You can't be afraid to hypothesize. Then you got to do the field work and try to prove your hypothesis, which I did. Then you have to defend your work. And then if you're right, it becomes the new knowledge, which I call plutonium, which it's the new knowledge because we have the salmon data. We have the tide pool data. We have everything. We know that there was an outliner in 2011. We know they covered up. And now they're just saying they're dumping the water from these tanks. It's not about the water being dumped from the tanks. It's about how much water did they catch in those tanks. And they're going to tell you Chernobyl, 1 is more than 3, Winston. Okay, Winston, it's Orwell on Balco. It really is Orwell. This is the most Orwellian story in human history. How can you set a scale, the IAEA, and I'll be there later this month protesting at the Blanche Box, which I have. How can you set a scale from 1 to 7? Who does that? Oh, the nuclear industry. That's malice from 7. It's only a 7. Only a 7. Okay. And Chernobyl, the ruined reactor of Fukushima, the crippled still won't say the meltdown words. Full blown up meltdowns. And I want to ask anybody who's all into this Fukushima dynamic now, you're too late, baby. Johnny come lately. There's a new kid in town. I don't want to hear it. It's too late. The PhD opportunity's over. Been done. Done. It stands as test of time. The new Semmelweis, Kevin D. Blanche. If you don't know who Semmelweis is, you need to look it up. Germ theory. They beat him to death, threw him in a rubber room. He was right the whole time. gained 32 pounds of muscle back. I'm in a rehab program. It's been difficult. This has been my hardest year of the 12 years by far. And so the Fukushima cover-up, I stood right there and I says, 10, 12 years from now, they're going to tell you exactly. It took 60 minutes, 2,888 days to tell what Kevin Blanch told you in the first hour. They're going to try to tell you and posture and groom you after you've been boiled. The frogs, they're going to tell you exactly what Kevin Blanch is telling you freaking 12 and a half years after it's too late. You think it's a coincidence longevity heads south? And how can you test for something you don't even... And we have the test. I present the data. I constantly... 18,000 becquerels of cesium-137 in the field. Well, that's just in the harbor. Okay, how about last year? 40 miles out. 40 miles off the coast. Breaking news. We're the downwinders here in North America, not China. We're the downwater. The ocean currents move left to right. When you dump the water from Fukushima into the Japanese current into the California, it's here. Remember we were getting cesium-137 in the tuna in San Diego in summer of 2011. The bridge from Gold Beach made it to... From Japan, an overpass that cars drive on. It's 6 days. Hello, you're in denial. This is the greatest mental illness in history, the Fukushima denial, the apathy. But look at the media, what they've done to you. This is so criminal. This is the greatest freaking crime in human history. And I want to say this lastly to everybody who participated in this, the greatest crime in human history. What, China's not supposed to fight back? Get on the boxcar, take the shower. It's like fighting cancer. We used to have billboards here. Intermountain Healthcare is right there. We used to have billboards on 15 when I was fighting cancer, and it says, and it had a bunch of women with their head and men with their fists up like that. And it says, sometimes it's okay to fight back. People complained and bitched about it. And IHC had to take it down, and they had pictures of my doctor, Fimbo Peterson, on there, the world famous oncologist. He used to say, there were 44 of us in that unit. Some of them really fought back, but I'm the only one alive in that acute radical explosion we had in 2011. So, you got to fight the bully at some time. Whether it be figuratively or literally. And I don't believe in violence. When they're punching you in the face and going after you, and if you don't believe that nuclear fallout is violent, you've never been inside of a leukemia unit and watched this. Oh, it's violent. You got to fight back. Cancer is the biggest bully in human history. Well, the second biggest bully. The biggest bully in human history is the nuclear energy crime syndicate and their passive-aggressive, sick ways. We can't fight back. They can be violent to us, and we can't fight back. Video killed it. For the YouTube video is mightier than the sword. I don't believe in violence. In fact, I'm against violence for the simple reason that it does not work. It's been proven over and over it does not work. Violence just creates more violence. But we have to use accountability. And we have no media, we don't have journalists, we have no academia professors. They betrayed us. My personal belief, they need to all be put in jail, locked up for life. We need a tribunal, and the buck stops where? Obama, Trump, and Biden. There's the buck stop. Those are the three guys. They're the presidents of the United States. Barack Obama and Jimmy Kimmel. Did you ever get calls in the middle of the night? Yeah, I got, like Hillary's ad said? Yeah, I did, when Fukushima happened, Jimmy Kimmel. What sound it says? Where's Johnny Carson? Where's Don Rickles when you need him? Where's Lenny Bruce when you need him? Where's George Carlin? Oh, he died in 2012. Whoa, what? The typhoon. We called it a typhoon. The greatest lie in human history is told on the Rose Garden on the 17th of March, 2011. St. Patrick's Day, Barack Obama. The plume is coming over us right now. Scientists say it's safe. At the same time, I'm the guy that leaked out those emails to Hillary Clinton. Play it safe. If you're outside, take a shower. Don't go outside. Wash your clothes. We didn't get those emails. And then retract. Gotta go talk to Henry before I go to Fukushima. What? It's a puppet show. And those three are the criminals, the bucks. If you got a president of the United States that cannot stand up to the nuclear energy crime syndicate, then what? They're worthless. I asked Trump from here to there. It was on Fox News Salt Lake. Trump, you going to talk about Fukushima? Yes. Did he? He met with a beast 17 times, including the first foreign person at Mar-a-Lago, blacked out the windows. Including, Abiy flew into, I was there. I was at the White House that night when the election. It was the most eerie thing. Videos to prove it. Squash it down. You can handle the truth. You don't want the truth. Took the bus in the middle of the night right there. I've never seen anything like it. He's the first one into Trump Towers. They're in panic mode. I know a guy in the transition team that Days blocking out a high five on the go. What happened to a bee really blows my mind, to be honest with you. That whole freaking dynamic. I mean, well, but you know how Japan has fought back, China's fought back, Taiwan's fought back, Germany's fought back, you know, Austria's fought back, Denmark's fought back, freaking, I mean, Spain's fought back, Italy's fought back, you know, the whole world. I was meeting with some African contingency at the IEA when I was pro. They fought back. The only people that didn't fight back were the direct hit, the people that should have been back the hardest. Here, the North Americans. Why? Because we've been hypnotized by political dogma reinforcement. I don't know which is worse. Mainstream media or so-called alternative media. You all act like you don't know as the cancer slowly grows. La 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 la. That's all it's been. And we're going to get little nookies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little nuclear lies. Where do you get unicorns? So they take public new scale crashing. Utah fund. Why would Utah fund those? I asked Governor Cox to his face. He said, you didn't know what a new scale was? What they were. I asked the freaking Attorney General at the Bear River Massacre. It's online. I got to tell you, I don't even know what those are, Kevin. I'm not related to Jose Reyes and a scale. And he made sure he turned around and told him, okay. I mean, so what are they into? Shiny ballism. You know, stuff that doesn't. It's your pseudo-facto sociology. It's your pseudo-facto theology. American manufactured gay. What, 40 brands of it? I mean, they've got that twisted. Freaking AK-47 Jesus, blonde-haired Jesus. You know, hate thy neighbor, covet thy neighbor's Walmart goods Jesus. Usury Jesus. What are you talking about? The real Jesus was an activist. Oh, he fought back. And he didn't do it with no gun. You know, he threw the money changers out of the temple. He did it spiritually. Strength, that's how you fight back. You know, this is, Kevin reached into the bag, and he slung the stone. Figuratively. You don't know the difference between literal speech and figurative speech, neither is you, Ann. And they can't fight back in China. They're using figurative speech. They're not literally attacking anyone. No, that's what the nuclear industry does. That's what they do. I don't believe in violence. They do. You know what I've been through? You don't know. They slandered me all over the internet with their dozens of YouTube sites and Facebook pages in the day when I had the field. I had millions. I invented the Million Mass March on this campus with John Anthony Fairhurst. He and I. 7 million rooted in the Fukushima disaster. We had the field. See in the media then? You know, the moratorium, they classify me, the Army Corps engineers, I get the emails. The Samadanic proved the acute radical collapse. The greatest PhD in human history. But don't fight back. In China, they're fighting back figuratively, not literally. The only ones that are legally can fight back literally and take you out is the nuclear energy crime syndicate. And if you don't think they're the untouchables and they can do whatever they want, you're not paying attention. Ask Larry Householder in Ohio. He goes to prison for 20 years. The people that bribe you in the nuclear industry, you don't even know their names. Stay tuned. China fighting. Of course they are. They have been the whole time. It's just a matter of the media now wants to report it. So it's going to be 100 today here. It's extreme, one extreme to the other around here. Hopefully we can cool down. 12 years. I got sick right now, 12 years ago. I had a little tickle in my stomach. All the historic videos by the pond. Look what they've done to the pond. What a mess, right? What a nightmare. What a nightmare. How did they do it? Wanted by Jess Train. The American populace is hypnotized. You can only be hypnotized if you want to be hypnotized. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. All the internet is, these guys that sit around and spin the mainstream narrative. I'm an activist. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm using whatever I can because the classroom got captured. JSTOR on Balco. You know about the JSTOR? All the internet is political dogma reinforcement. That's all it is. And you've been associating left cliff, right cliff, sheeple cliff. They go the same place. The road. And I want to say this lastly to all you people that went along. I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a duck, what's a pond, what's a marsh, what's a wetland. I'm a Weber State zoologist. I'm a Weber State biologist. I work for NOAA. I work for the EPA. I'm a United States Senator. I'm a United States Utah congressman and or woman. I am a KSL producer, KUTV producer. I'm a local media producer. I'm the San Francisco Chronicle, the LA Times, I'm the New York Times, I'm the Washington Post, I'm the Dallas Morning News. I'm a reporter sitting on a desk on a local television. And where's your crown? What did you gain by playing along with this cover-up? And who told you? The three branches of government, CIA, NSA. I got news for you inside the CIA or whoever's running this puppet show. You get cancer too. This is the great equalizer. I've said for years, you've been covered up for a while, but eventually, and when the truth comes out, oh boy, and it's coming out. Anybody who's an academia professor, media, EPA, Gina McCarthy, RadNet, the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the Biden administration, United States senators, Congress, up and down, rank and file, every one of you. You know, I asked Mike Lee right there, I'll get back to you this week. That was almost 10 years ago. Well, I'm firing at you. You know, my dad's a downwinder. I'm like, you're not Mike? Come on, man. Come on. I've asked Mitt Romney right there. I asked every politician I have. I've asked both the governors, Dirty Herbert and Cox. Well, I've asked every politician I have. I'm in their ear. I've asked. Yeah, I tried to ask Bernie. I got close, and oh God, I've tried to ask Biden. We had a group that asked Biden. Said he's going to open the book on Fukushima. He said yes. Tried to get close enough to Obama, but they won't let you. You know, and I asked Trump, and he said, yeah. Did he? Did he? Did he? I don't understand. He's a counterculturist? Sounds like to me the same puppet freaking show. With the same puppet, because he didn't say Fukushima one time. I thought he was a counterculturist. Right! You've been had. I want to say this. When it all tumbles down, and you broke your crown. Never free, never me. Metallica played on the football field right here in '98. That's when it capitulated. In the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, lightning struck. And rainstorm. They went in the trailer. Everybody thought they went home, and everybody cleared out. Well, they came back. Whoa. Couldn't have been 1,200. Well, less than that. I would think there was maybe 500, 600 people there. And never free, never me. Because I did the unforgiven. I took on the nuclear energy crime syndicate. My father nuked to death in the Nevada test site. My mate, Annika from Ukraine, met her in the Nevada test site. Megan Rice introduced me. What about Megan Rice? She tried. You know, everybody that tried, look where we end up. You know, what happened to Michael Hastings? What happened to Aaron Swartz? What happened to Megan Rice? That era. Well, we tried. What happened to Kevin Blanch? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alive and kicking. I don't know how. Whoa. All I need is a miracle. Well, you got your miracles. Only you believed in miracles. So would I. Where's your crime? Where's your crown? Where's your crown? Where's your crown? Where's your crown? On your crown, king, nothing. Where's your crown? Where's your crown?